time to get back to natural.
Peace, family. This is officially the second edition, and I have already outed myself for my new series, Starry Night Tarot. Since I did post that initial video that was just supposed to be a test, we're going to consider this the official debut. And it is blessed by this new moon in Sagittarius that this reading is going to be all about. We are tapping in, and if you had an opportunity to listen to my previous post, which were the details and downloads for this very, very powerful ready, aim, fire energy, then kudos. And if you have not had the opportunity to take a listen to that, you should pause this. You should definitely take a listen to that, and then you should come back, because this clearly is done after that. And it is going to kind of tap in and see what the cards are saying in alignment with this energy. So having already shared the details and downloads and you already hearing them, we're going to see what comes through that is in alignment. So we're going to tap in. I'm also going to be using some oracle cards for this particular reading since it is tapping into the moon energy. So I'll be using Moonology, as well as two other decks that are aligned with the fire element, since we are dealing with Sagittarius, fire sign, and we are dealing with Jupiter ruling Sagittarius, which is bringing in incredible abundance for us. So let us tap all the way in, see what we got going on. Thanks. And I am going to pour a libation, and I am going to say prayer as I always do. And I give thanks to the Creator. I give thanks to the breath of life. I give thanks to Mother, Father, God, to the forces of nature, to the Orisha. Give thanks Baba Ifa and Baba Eshu. And give thanks to our ancestors, Egun, Ancestral Army, Transition Tribe, to the angels and archangels of light, to the ascended masters, prophets, sages, starseeds, and sibyls. Giving thanks to our guides and guardians, gods and goddesses, ancient kings and queens, and divine deities of all traditions in light and love that serve humanity for the highest good of all. Thank you for this tap in, for this energy alignment with this new moon in Sagittarius and Jupiter direct, as well as our 11-22 energy off of our 11-11 energy. So powerful, so auspicious, and now we are ready to plant these seeds. We give thanks for the release to increase and for the support going forward to help us dream bigger and claim the infinite abundance that is our birthright. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. And pour libation to all of our ancestors, the collective, and to you. Give thanks. Let's tap right in. I'm going to start off with tarot. I usually do foundation for our Moonology, but the tarot is calling specifically, and we're going to complement the energies with the oracle cards. So let's just tap in and see what our tarot is giving us. Give thanks, Pamela Coleman Smith, the sticky name. Tapping into this energy for this new moon in Sagittarius. Thanks. All right, I think that's what we got. What we got is a whole, we got a bunch of wands. We got two wands here. We've got two pentacles, a sword, and a cup. So we are tapping in, first and foremost, we're going to start off with our wands energy, because that is what this energy is about. That is tapping into the fire element, which is what our wands represent, and our creativity. The creativity that we are trying to birth right now is what we want to have expand. It is what we want to bring infinite abundance in for. It is our crafts. It is what we are trying to master. It is our passions and our purpose. And we've got the Two of Wands and we've got the Page of Wands. With the Two of Wands, we are tapping into a decision that needs to be made, and understanding that decisions that we make can literally make or break the future. We have the opportunity to have the world literally in our hands, and we are waiting in many ways and understanding that it is time for inspired action, which did come through in the details and downloads. This is definitely an alignment of inspired action, especially Wands energy. And then we've got the Page of Wands here that really has an enthusiasm. It's really this kind of new energy, this kind of childlike fun energy. This is totally Sagittarius vibes. Again, if you listen to the details and downloads, all of that is there. That is what Sagittarius is all about. Very much a visionary, very exuberant, very playful, very explorative, very adventurous. That is what the Page of Wands is calling for us to do, and to really infuse more fire and more fuel and more passion into what it is that we want. We've taken this time with the solar eclipse in Scorpio to really be still, think about what it is that we really want. Then we had our total lunar eclipse in Taurus that was really about really understanding our values and what it is that we want to release, and then as a result to make space for what it is that we want to increase. We have to release things for the things that we want to actually have space for them to come through. Now that space has been made. And now this is an energy of ready, aim, fire, bow and arrow, aim for the target, full speed ahead, and have again this very childlike, fool-like exuberance. And the reading that I ironically posted to out myself for my starry nights is based on all of that. All of that came through, which is why I had to share that reading, because it was so powerful in alignment with everything that the energies, the as above, so below energies has been showing us since this solar eclipse, and that now we are ready to plant these seeds with so much adventure, so much, a forward momentum, and not having the same kind of scarcities and all of the stuff that, again, this Taurus lunar eclipse allowed us to release. So definitely bring in that childlike energy to really feel like you're starting something completely new, and to also be open to new things, new discoveries, new alignments, new opportunities, new fields of business even that you wouldn't necessarily think was for you. But this newness, and especially with everything that you've released, now made space for so much new to come through for you. So be open to even the things especially the things that surprise you, because Jupiter going direct on the 24th is absolutely all about that energy. Literally surprises and gifts and blessings and infinite abundance. Jupiter, the biggest planet, the planet of expansion, that 8 of Wands, which came through in that initial reading as well, is what's finally here now. Let's get it. What we getting is what we're getting. Ace of Pentacles. This is literally Jupiter coming in with this big old hand. In the reading or in the details and downloads, I mentioned having this practice of stretching your arms out and imagining, literally wrapping your arms around the massive size of the Jupiter blessings and abundance that's coming through for you. So when you stretch in the morning, stretch your arms out and imagine that is how big this bag's gonna be. That is this Ace of Pentacles. Incredible new beginning, incredible abundance, promotion, new opportunities, abundance, physical, materialistic abundance. And this energy of this portal, walking through into something completely new. And that is where the new discoveries may be. That's where, there's certain alignments that we may not have necessarily expected, and which also came through in the details and downloads, is that we literally do have to not think about unexpected income. We got to cancel the and just expect that shit. Straight up, literally expect. Because if we believe to receive, that means we have to expect it. If we believe that we reap what we sow, and we're planting these seeds, and we know that we planted strawberry seeds, then we expect to see strawberries, right? So expect what it is that you are planting, because full fruition. We're coming from this energy of the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is an energy that does bring in an energy of being forlorn, of feeling left out in the cold, loss, financial loss. This is scarcity mindset. This is a sense of feeling even betrayed, of feeling like somebody, abandonment is really the word that I was looking for. And that betrayal in abandonment. This in the upright is showing that we are still somewhat stuck. And this is why I did want to share these videos, sooner than later, and not kind of post them on the day per se, because I want us to really be able to sit in this energy before we plant these seeds, so that we can release any of the remnant stuff. We've been doing cord cutting, we've been doing releasing, we've been doing all of the things that are necessary and required to make space for expansion. but we have to sit for a moment and really, really reflect on any scarcity mindset that's still left, of any imposter syndrome that's still left, all of the devil energy that came up in that initial reading as well. Make sure it's gone, because we want to make sure that the rockets of desire that we're throwing up to the universe, it's the right transmission that we're sending up, because this is definitely an energy that the universe is literally saying your wish is your command. So if you're putting up negative wishes without realizing it, that is what's going to perpetuate. So really process that for yourself in energies of where you do feel left out in the cold, where you yourself feel like you're leaving yourself out in the cold. Places where you feel like, you know, I'm really passionate about this project, but realizing that you're not necessarily being as disciplined or as consistent, or again, feeling, and I just saw 11:11 on the timestamp, give thanks, spirits. This is really confirmation of the feelings. Making sure that even though we're in the action of things and we're saying all the affirmations and we're doing and we're thinking and we're all of those things, it's in the feeling. We manifest from the feelings. So if you feel left out in the cold, if you feel abandoned, if you feel a loss, if you're focusing on a financial loss or anything that didn't come to fruition, and that's making you worry if it's going to happen again, chances are it's going to happen again. So this is really a reminder that we literally reap what we sow. And as we build momentum on the positive things, it's only the positive things that we're able to actually attract. But when we do the opposite, then unfortunately, that's the opposite. Also, in terms of the things that we may have lost, also puts us in an energy of, again, the imposter syndrome, of scarcity, all of that. But it also, even if we get over that, we have a tendency to still fall back on this by not feeling like we deserve more, by not feeling like we can say, I deserve to have more than I need. We have to be okay with accepting and being ready to receive more than we need, because needs and necessities are survival. It's about surviving. We deserve to thrive. This is an energy now where we want to thrive, and you need more than a necessity to thrive. Be okay with that and get over any of this stuff that could be weighing you down, that is going to prevent you from transitioning from the energy of survival into the energy of thriving. Okay? From surviving to thriving. That's really what we want to do right now. We've got our Page of Swords, and this is an energy of, I'm really getting this internally, because usually the Page of Swords is an energy of somebody kind of keeping their eye on you, watching you, stalker kind of vibe, you know, somebody on social media that may be kind of watching you, and that very well could be. And you could literally feel, especially if you were doing the cord cutting with me, for example, in the program that I do, if you were, you know, on this path with the release to increase and all of that stuff, if it is a specific energy, this is proof that it's working. Because when you do a cord cutting, when you release energies, when you decide to move forward, the kind of parasitic energy that you are releasing does feel the release from its host, for lack of a better explanation. And as a result, they will either come around, you'll feel their energy more, they may be scanning your social media, that kind of thing. So you might feel an energy. You may start to get messages from somebody from the past, that kind of thing. This is a test. And it's a test through all of this release to increase for Spirit to really ask you, and for you to ask yourself, are you really ready to move forward? Or are you going to fall back into old patterns? These are the old patterns. This is the energy of who made you feel this way, or a situation or a scenario, whatever it be. It could be an actual relationship. It can be a job. It can be a general dynamic, whatever it is. Whatever it is yesterday. Whatever it is what it is that you know that you've released. All of the energies and entities and environments and expressions and all of that that you've released, that's what's going to start to rear its head a little bit and remind you of how you felt then, to try to suck you back into an energy that you claim to have just released. And that's the test. So you're going to be in your head a little bit. The Swords is about the intellect, is about the ego. You're going to get tempted in many ways in regards to the old way of thinking. And that's going to be a test for yourself and for Spirit to know, is this person really ready for what it is that I have for them? Have they really released? And this is going to be the questions you're going to have to ask yourself, and that a lot of things are going to start to present themselves tangibly, not just in terms of your thoughts, for you to actually prove to yourself and to Source that you are ready to move forward and to release what no longer serves. If it is relationship driven, then it is about making space for the King of Cups energy. This is whether it's divine feminine, divine masculine, because we have both. It's literally just about someone in a leadership position, a heart-centered leader that is putting their cup out and ready, and somebody that is very emotionally stable. So if this, let's say, is an energy of somebody that has left you out in the cold, or somebody that you had to leave out in the cold because the dynamic wasn't right, that release is basically telling you that this is the increase that's coming for you. That the energy of, again, a page is a very youthful, immature kind of energy. For those of us looking for love, looking for partnership, looking for tribe, looking for an augmented experience in terms of social dynamics, we want more than page energy. We want king, queen status. That's what we're looking for. So this is an energy of what we released in order for the increase to come through. This is also in regards to self-love. And again, anything that we do for ourselves, we have to do for us to be able to be open to receiving that from somebody else. That is the transmission that literally goes out. And when we align with self-love and when we align with self-value, that is a radiation that we're literally emitting that can only attract that likeness. So this is the likeness that we are looking for. We want King of Cups, Queen of Cups energy, somebody that is serious and ready, and that we are going to be able to trust our heart with, whether it's a relationship in terms of, romantic relationship, but also in terms of our business, in terms of our heart-centered leadership, our passion, our purpose, what we're here to do. And we want to make sure that we're surrounded by people that sacred service is safe with, right? Give thanks. Let's see what Moonology is saying for this energy. Spirit. Tapping into the Moonology energy. How would you like to complement this reading? Ooh, give thanks. We've got the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming, quite literally. The coming is literally what we've been waiting for. This solar eclipse had us kind of on a hold, and then the lunar eclipse had us on a release, not necessarily a planting seeds thing. And we were waiting for a lot of things. And now we're in a place where we can realize and see that all of those questions that we asked, the answers are now finally coming for us. This is the ready, aim, fire energy. And then true to form, new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. So now that we've gotten the answer to many of the questions, gotten a lot of clarity through this time, a lot of self-reflection through this time, now we're able to decide exactly what the inspired action is supposed to be. As that came up in the details and downloads, it's not just about doing, right? It's about being inspired and feeling this sense of passion and purpose behind the actions that we're taking, being very purposeful, very strategic, really having practical plans for the steps that we're taking. And it's easier to do that once you actually get a little bit more clarity and you get some answers to the questions that you had at the beginning of the Scorpio season with the solar eclipse. So awesome energy right there. Let's see with the language of light, tapping into fire energy. Thanks, Spirit. There's the additional tap in for the collective. Fire energy, tapping into the sun, as we have the sun and the moon in Sagittarius coming through. 28, inner voice. This is inspired action. This is speaking your truth. This is coming very, very clearly because you have done the work, you have taken the stillness, then you have done all the release, you've done all the self-love, again, yada, 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 broken record. And now you're able to speak up. You're able to reflect, and now you're able to respond based on the answers that you have already received, let alone the ones that are still to come. This is that energy of more, right? When we talk about declaring whatever it is that we want and more, always say and the more, always ask for the more, those question marks, that infinity, eternity energy, because there's limitations that we have in regards to what we can fathom coming in for us, but spirit is unlimited. and has that more for us. So ask for the more, expect the more, dream bigger. And when we align with the inner voice, that inner voice has no imposter syndrome that's going to stop you from asking for the more. It's not the energy that's about modesty and humility that will block you in a sense of feeling guilty in some ways for having more than you need. Again, especially as heart-centered leaders, especially as sacred service providers, sometimes it's really hard for us to ask for more, to think we deserve more, or at the very least, we're just so grateful for what we have. And that's a beautiful place to be in. And we should always be grateful for what we have. But we have to always allow ourselves to give ourselves the permission to receive more. The inner voice is going to speak that to you. When you listen to your soul self, that is what it is speaking to you all of the time. This is great. We're grateful, but you know, we got more for you. And the we is that alignment with God, is that co-creation. You are God, God is you. So everything that we ask God for, we have to ask ourselves for that as well. It is in alignment. The energies are one and definitely working in tandem. So listen to that inner voice, because that inner voice is literally the voice of God. And then we've got the number 28, which brings us to a number 10. And that is a new cycle, completion of a cycle, completely starting something new and something fresh, which totally taps into our Ace of Pentacles. Infinite abundance in store, unawaiting you. Listen to that inner voice and don't gyp yourself. It is not an energy to gyp yourself. This is an energy of expansion. We've got Jupiter direct. That's just like the luck, the expansion, the abundance, the everything coming through. Give thanks, Spirit. I thought we'd tap into the dragons since we are working with fire energy, fire element. So let's get an affirmation with the Dragon Oracle. Give thanks, Spirit. What would you have the collective know as an affirmation for this reading? Thank you. Affirmation energy for the collective. What would you have them know to affirm this expansive energy? Thank you. Saw that? We got two. We got two. We've got the Lilac Fire Dragon. Transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to the transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. This is that heart-centered leadership that I'm talking about. This is that inspired action that I'm talking about. This is that manifesting from the heart, from our feelings, from the emotions. This is the King of Cups alignment that I'm talking about. The only real thing there is love. Always go back to love. Regardless of remembering these feelings, regardless of what this person or this energy or experience made you feel and you still kind of feel, just go back to love. Just go back to the expansion of love, because that is what is enveloping us right now. And it is what equates to the infinite abundance in regards to relationships, in regards to finances, in regards to our families, in regards to business, in regards to all of it. Abundance is of all things. Your health, the Pentacles, again, is not just wealth, it's your health as well. So when you think about tapping in and you speak, it is natural for me to be perfect health. It is natural for me to be abundant. It is natural for me to have healthy relationships. You want to speak those things from the heart. Bring it in through the heart. That is what this energy is all about. Divine love. Ashe. And then we've got the Omega Dragon. Harness the divine feminine power of creation. Intention. Hold your vision. Birth the higher consciousness. New Earth. This is the more. This is the expansion. This is the divine feminine that brings in an energy of birthing, an energy of the earth, an energy of nurturing. So this is really, really powerful when we think about this new moon being an energy of planting seeds and watching them come to fruition. This is like the seed being planted, and we've got that 9-10 months of gestation, and then we birth that baby, right? as mothers, we tap into that energy very, very directly with this Jupiter going direct energy. And even when I shared in the details and downloads, when you blow out your candle, to use the sound of creation. And that is when you make the sound and it blows air, so that you're blowing out your candle, but you're blowing it out with life, with the sound of creation, because they referred to that sound as the energetic sound, kind of like Om being the sound, the primordial sound of creation. That sound is the replica of what it sounds like when a baby is being birthed and coming out of the vagina, right? So that is very, very powerful for us to tap into that energy, especially because I was referring to candle work, fire alignment. But when you do blow out your candles, you don't want to just blow them out because you're going to blow out your manifestation. But when you use that sound of creation, you're actually blowing it out so that you're safe in terms of not using having the candle lit overnight, but then also giving it life and giving honor to the fire. It's really, really important when we work with the elements that we align with the elements as the spirits that they are, and not just a thing, not just stuff, right? So that is really beautiful for us to tap into. So our affirmation for this reading, in alignment with these affirmation cards, are: I create with the power of divine love. I create with the power of divine love. Ashe. Create from the power, with the power of divine love. Nothing cannot come to pass when you're creating with the alignment, with the power of divine love. So claim that. If you claim this reading, then you can put any of the heart emojis. Whatever your favorite chakra color is, you can put that heart up there. So any of the hearts, because that is divine love. My favorite heart is the pink heart with the 2 little yellow sparkles on it. So I'll throw that up there on the screen, and claim that. Claim this reading, claim this abundance, claim this divine love, claim your creation power, creatrix power, this divine feminine energy, the creatrix energy of divine love, of nurturing, of earth, of planting those seeds, because that's what this time is all about. And it's going to be such incredible, incredible fruition for all of us. So I say goodnight under the starry night, and until the next time, lest we forget, time to get back to natural.